Meet Gefion, our latest ring-wielding, flowery-dressing Frost Main of a DPS in Tower of Fantasy. At one glance, she doesn't really look anything like Frost, but that's how the design philosophy goes now, isn't it? Wait, is her name pronounced Gefion? 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 Because if they're following the Norse mythology, Gefion, it's gonna be Gefion. So let's call her that, okay? So, with Gefion leading the way, how strong is Frost? And what does she do? Let us find out. Gefion is a Frost main DPS that deals burst damage and also serves as dual DPS alongside Agaleia and Helene, with Lana providing support damage behind the scenes. Her weapon is a ring-like wreath with the traits of Frostbolt Fusion, Frostbolt Resonance, the ability to force impact, and the Shatter Charge of 16 and 14, the usual. Similar to all other Lockhart units before her, Gefion utilizes her full Discharge before performing her skills, so you kind of already know how her combo works. We start off with Lana into Agaleia or Helene, and after their own respective combos, Discharge into Gefion, let it fully play out, then perform her normal attack plus skill combos. Gefion's input requires a perfect timing of attack cancel into skill cancel for a few times, so let me just tell you this. Spam her attack button and skill buttons together until her ultimate skill is unlocked, then use it for a big finisher move. That's it. Technical? I know. Now, let's have a look at her skill descriptions. Gefion has 4 skills in total. 3 of them are interconnected skills, like Nanto, ew, with the last one being her ultimate skill finisher. The issue with this is, the UI is very unhelpful, and when you're performing her combos, the skill icon does not change, nor does the status icons above your HP bar. This results in a bit of a confusion. It's hard to know if you're actually doing it right or wrong, and oftentimes messes with your rotation. That is why, as I mentioned earlier, you are better off just spamming her normal attacks and skill buttons together to actually perform her combo well. I'm not even kidding. When you perform her skills correctly, you will see her do a small slashing move, that's her first branch, into a jumping smash, which is the second branch, and finally a big spinning circle, her third branch. When all of these are performed, her sub-skill finisher is unlocked, and using it will launch Gefion into the air and slamming down for a big finishing move. It also deals a lot of damage. I do need to mention, this sub-skill finisher is acquired from using her Discharge, so don't ever jump cancel it. Discharge, let it run, and then spam her normal attack plus skill buttons and hope for the best. That's all you really need to know. Gefion has a basic 3-hit normal attack combo that works on ground and in the air, but you're not gonna use it anyway. Most of the time, you'd combo her normal attack with her skills, so these are just for show. She does not have any dodge attacks, and well, the only thing that's a little interesting is her plunge attack that looks nice but ultimately doesn't do anything except a basic vertical drop. And to round things off, she has 0 exploration utility in her kit, so you'd still need Agaleia or Lana to move around freely in Lockhart. Too bad, y'all. Her Discharge is pretty much the same as her other Lockhart mains. Let it fully run before you perform her attack chain combos. Upon using her Discharge, Gefion applies force impact onto nearby targets and also grants you damage immunity for a short second. And the cooldown for her Discharge is the same as well, fixed 25 seconds that can't be altered. What I do need to mention is upon using her Discharge, you gain that sub-skill finisher of hers. During that period, if you switch weapons for some weird reason, that sub-skill finisher will be removed and you have to wait for the Discharge cooldown to finish to even use it again. So remember, don't swap any weapons until you finish her skills, unless you don't need to. Gefion's trait gives a lot of frost damage increment, more than Helene's trait, so for anyone using Gefion on the team, you will use her trait, simple as that. On the relic side, it's the same old, same old. The preferred relic of choice would be the buff dealer at minimum 2 stars, best performance being 5 stars. Second relic would be the Battle Eye Mark II at minimum 2 stars, best performance being 5 stars. Other relics such as the rifle, mask, bubble gun are all usable if you don't have the Mark II or buff dealer. F2P players can still go with the Koan 2 stars and Omnium Shield 5 stars in place of those premium relics. Gefion's matrices are pretty strong, with a 2-piece providing a lot of frost attack and reducing the threat gained when doing damage. This might seem a bit redundant, but for our resident whales that have maxed out frost teams, sometimes their damage can actually overtake the tank in limited raids or painful battles, so it might help. Her 4-piece is the usual final damage boost and even more final damage increment when using her weapon on the team. They all work in the background anyway. For Frost mains, it is recommended to get a base copy of her matrices at the very least because they do provide a lot of damage overall to the team, but if resources are scarce, getting her 2-piece and mixing it with the likes of 2-piece Yano, 2-piece Samir or 2-piece Cobalt B is still acceptable. Alternatively, if you don't want to get her matrices at all, using 4-piece Yano, 4-piece Roslyn, or even 4-piece Brevi is still good for the free-to-play options. Just make sure that you are choosing decent background matrices for your team. As the latest Frost Main DPS of the team, Gefion will excel with the likes of Agaleya and Lana, and also Helene with Lana. The difference between these two teams are not that huge, although Agaleya teams will give more resistance threat, whereas Helene teams will give bigger burst damage and also likely better damage in team comps. We do need to see how they play out eventually. On paper, and if all weapons are maxed out, Agaleya's team will eventually do more damage because of Gefion's 6-star, but Frost mains do have an option of rotating their weapons depending on the occasion. Altered Gefion does not perform very well due to her being able to use the sub-skill finisher only once per rotation, and your damage is pretty much gimped without that. Same goes for other teams. Gefion really works well with Agaleya or Helene, so it's kinda mid without the latest weapons to support her. For our free-to-play options, you can pair Gefion with the likes of Roslyn and Yulan with high advancements while you gather more resources for her premium team members. As usual, whenever altered banners are available, it's good to have them, especially Lana and Voidpiercer, because of their multifaceted kits, so worry not, pull according to your resources. Looking at the DPS charts, the meta team of Gefion, Agaleya and Lana takes the top spot when all characters are maxed out. This is due to Gefion's 6-star buff, where you cast 5 skills and Gefion's damage is doubled up. Crazy! Helene is also holding strong. Another meta team that may prove good in group content when you have like a million buffs from your teammates. Gefion, Helene and Fiona in fact deals a truckload of damage too, albeit Fiona needing pretty strong frost matrices to achieve this. But do bear in mind, this team has low resistance threat and may not do well in some endgame content. Other than that, Gefion Agaleya teams will mostly perform the best as I mentioned due to the number of skills you can perform before Gefion's turn, and that is at 6-star advancement. So if you aren't running an A6 Gefion, basically Aglaia, Helene and Altered units can all rotate between each other. Frost teams naturally do well even if you mix and match them up. Element on element wise, Gefion raises the ceiling for Frost, approximately 30% increment from the old Frost team, notably if you're using Aglaia alongside Gefion. Helene teams will do lesser due to the buffs, but again in team content, the performance may vary. Comparing against the other elements, Frost is about 5 to 10% above Skull's Flame team and 15% ahead of the Volt and Fizz teams, the usual power increment. Moving forward, it may take a new Altered unit to shake up the power scales, but until then, all is good. Gefion's 1-star increases Frost damage percentage and grants her Stage Aura, which is converted to a HP shield when you're using her in the main slot. This shield stacks with other shields, so it's a pretty good advancement to have. 3-star is a pure damage advancement that boosts your damage after using her Discharge. 5-star increases final damage and restores HP every time you use her effort points. Basically, this goes hand in hand with her 3-star advancement. Gefion's 6-star is a big damage advancement, increasing Frost damage percentage by a lot, and also giving her a special buff when you use other weapon skills in the team. When 5 skills are accumulated, Gefion consumes the buffs to deal double damage. So for 6-star Gefion users, Aglaia comps will deal the highest possible damage, followed by Helene's team due to the skill usage buffs. And any other team, needless to say, won't do justice to her 6-star. Unfortunate, but even more reasons to get Aglaia, right? For the meta team of Gefion, Aglaia and Lana, you start off with Lana's skill into Aglaia's skill and perform her normal attack combos, using her sub-skills when available. Once she does her 2 consecutive sub-skills, discharge into Gefion, let it run and then perform her normal attack plus skill spam combos. Pay attention to the skill icon, and when the ultimate skill finisher is available, use it to smash the target and then swap off to Lana to continue the rotation. Pretty straightforward as long as you figure out Gefion's combo spam. Recommendations wise, I'd say 1-star and 6-star are really her best choices. For new players that are looking for a good Frost weapon, Gefion is nice to have if you can manage to advance her to 1-star while also getting her some good teammates. Aglaia and Helene also perform best with their 1-star respectively due to the rotation speed, but even at base 0-star, you will be fine. For Frost mains, 6-star is still the best stopping point if you're going for advancements, along with a 4-piece matrix set to seal the deal. She is worth it. Gefion arrives to take Frost back to the top with some fancy-pantsy dance moves and over-the-top performances in her kit. She is, after all, head of the Eternal Circus and very popular among the people. I must say, she does look good. I mean her skins, whoopsie. What do you think of Gefion? Is she charming enough, or are you waiting for that other lady that's set to appear in the upcoming version? Let me know in the comments below and I'll see y'all in the next one.